It was very busy around in the moment things. So very pressured around the challenges that were right in front of me, which meant there was less time to really think about what the challenges might be coming downstream, a month, 2 months, 2 years. And, and while I was genuinely at ease and content with it to a degree, I recognized, particularly around the health and fitness aspect, that I needed to, as I got older, address those challenges for me personally. I tried before and I had had some success about 4 years ago, but since then it failed. I had tried things like the 7-11 thing, or is it 11? Yeah, 11-7. So trying to eat between 11 and 7 each day, not outside of those hours. I tried not doing carb-based diets, and I'd also tried really disciplining myself around my alcohol intake, my sweets intake, just all the normal things. I've been trying to fix it really since 2018 because I got down to a very decent weight, quite close to my target, by about the end of 2017. And I immediately celebrated with Christmas. What really then irritated me, the reason I got down to that weight, was a couple of things. I had to do a conference, and I wanted to look good at that conference. I wanted to look fit and healthy, and I achieved that. But the problem was I'd kind of pinned it all to that one event. My concerns were, would I live up to, firstly, the expectation of the investment, if you like. My concerns were also, would I learn the things I needed to learn to sustain it? Would I get anything new? And would I then act on it in a way that would bring me long-term benefits? Started on it thinking, this is going to be odd because he's online and he's going to be giving me advice on exercises, he's going to give me advice on routines and diet. But what very quickly became evident was this idea of accountability, that actually was less about all of those things and more about having the accountability of needing to speak to someone once a week who you could access in the week if you needed to. The other thing that was different was what I call the NLP side, the actual life coaching side. Now, what I liked about that was I'd not really anticipated that to get a mindset, you actually have to look at the kind of things that influence your thinking. And while I thought some of the initial stuff I did with Chris was simply to contextualize why I wanted to have this program, want to take the program, but the real difference was that it wasn't just that contextualizing at the beginning, it was then moving on and saying, actually, no, I don't want to just contextualize it. I want to know what the context is going to be in a year or 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. He very early on said, look, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I could get you down to a target weight in a matter of weeks just by doing A, B, and C, but this isn't going to change anything. It's simply going to give a tactical target rather than a reach the strategic goal. I like that he was crafty. There was a great moment when, and I tell people about this because it makes me laugh, makes them laugh as well. So I told Chris, just like he does on his LinkedIn videos about Bob, I have no time for running. In fact, running makes me depressed. I can't run. I'm not going to run. I don't run. And Chris didn't go, well, that's ridiculous. You've got to run. Chris went, okay, fine. And then he would ask me what I was doing each week. What are you going to do? You know, what's your activity this week? You know, talked about this progressive overload. Each week building up on something, do a bit more of this, bit more of that. And I would, say, well, I'm doing this and I'm going to do that. And, oh, that's great. And then by about week 2 or 3, he went, and what else are you going to do? And I went, suppose I could do some running. And he went, oh, great, download Couch to 5K. And I'm thinking, oh. I feel wonderful is the only thing to really say. I have a much broader horizon, I think, that I look towards than I did in the past. My horizon was only really the end of my mortgage. Can I be fit and healthy enough to continue in work to pay my mortgage off? That was kind of it. Now it's, well, that's so not really a decent prize. The horizon is now, what's the best me that I can be for the next 10 years? What's the next best me I can be in 20 years? And that's how I feel now. And I've really rethought that I'm not coming to the end of my career. I'm using everything in my career to date to propel the next 10 to 15 years. Don't hesitate, because if you're talking to Chris, it's clearly whatever you've done hasn't worked. You will look back on your investment and say that was worth it. When you're, as I was, 1.5 stone, more than 2 stone overweight, and somebody said, if you could make that investment right now and push that button and know that you were going to shift, not only shift that, but think differently about why you're doing it and have a methodology for continuing to sustain it, you just wouldn't pause for thought. It would be easy to say that on the surface, pretty much you wouldn't see a lot of change. Life now looks more positive and proactive. I now look for the challenges in life, whereas before I would avoid them just to get on with what I thought were the challenges, which might just be the day-to-day issues. Life now looks similar from anyone looking inside, but very different from me looking outwards. Chris, thanks so much for all the help. It's great. Thanks for not making me give up pizza entirely, because I love pizza. Thanks for not having a go to me about the beers. I never did give them up. Every Friday night, I still have my 5 ales. I have cut down on the alcohol. I'm now on low alcohol beers on Friday. So thanks for all your support. I just wish you all the best in running the program and continuing to have success with it.